Hello everyone. I kind of wanted to talk about expectations today. Today normally a series I call Therapy Thursday, but there's no really need for me to give it a name today. Just gonna be calling it expectations. Um, Again, I'm not a professional. I'm just a high school senior. So anyone older than me, they know what's correct. They know what's wrong. And anyone younger than me, you can consider my advice, but let's do it first before you start taking my advice in. And I really do think expectations kind of ruins everything. Um, Makes you feel bad about yourself, and sometimes it makes other people feel even worse. Uh, Doing that as I went on a hike with my family, and I just want to say that I think I finally I've learned how to not be disappointed in people, and I think well my version of it at least, and again anyone else, everyone else has their own version, you know. My version of it is always going to be how I expect people to do things, you know. When you are in a, for my example, will always be, let's say you're in a group project and you're with a ton of these people that you don't know, and everyone has an assigned part in the slideshow. You obviously might put some expectations on people, on your teammates, so then they do the amount of work, and when they don't, you'll get disappointed and you'll get mad. And I learned that when I put expectations on people, I will get disappointed. So how do I stop that? I just put in the work myself. If they're not gonna do it, then I just have to be willing to do it myself. So I get myself the good grade, and I do make up for their work. If they don't, if like I'm looking like, oh, they're not gonna finish it on time, and it's like maybe like 12 hours before the due date. Um, you know, that's kind of how I realized life kind of is, right? You kind of are only disappointed in someone because you expected them of something. Maybe you expected them to change after a big argument, but that change never happened. So you get mad at them, and you start, and that you can. I kind of learned that I've gotten mad as well from that happening, but it's my fault for putting expectations on that person, expecting them to change. You know, sure they might have said promises or whatever, but those are words that you have to realize you can always do something about it, right? You can always be the person to say they're gonna promise that, and I can trust their word that they're gonna promise it, but I'm gonna do my own thing to second back myself, kind of giving myself a safety net so I'm not disappointed when they break the promise. And I want to say that I've always I've learned that living through life like this is a lot better for me, because then I've also seen it from the other way around. What if when I have expectations on myself and I don't follow it up? Other people get disappointed in me, they get mad at me, but also I feel really bad because I didn't listen to the expectations. But imagine if they just didn't put that expectation on me from the start. I would have never have felt that feeling, and they would have never felt that disappointed. It just, you know, we want people to succeed, so we put that expectation on to people, right? But at the same time, a lot of the time, you see that people are successful because of themselves. My first thing I'm thinking about for some reason, the only story that comes to my mind is Mr. Beast. A lot of people don't like him, and that's okay. I'm not really a big fan, but I at least know his story. And is that he did it for himself. He didn't really have too many expectations of, at least to what I know, is that he didn't have too many expectations be put onto him. He kind of just did all the work for himself, right? And a lot of people, when they grow up with those expectations, they always say it's kind of like some childhood trauma. When people ask them like, "What was your childhood like?" and it's like, "Oh, I went to school and I got really good grades because my parents wanted me to do this," and like, or something like that. And that probably does, the fact that that's the first thing you're mentioning when you mention your childhood. It's kind of sad because that's kind of like what you think about all the time. Think about how you had those expectations, you had those grades, you had to do that when you were all younger. Why couldn't it have been like something more intriguing, something more, you know, be like, okay, I did like all these sports for myself because I really like this thing or whatever. Expectations is a very weird thing in this world that kind of created onto ourselves. it's like a double-edged sword. If you're willing to be disappointed and willing to accept the loss and the pain, then put expectations on people, because you don't mind it and you know the consequences are there, right? But if you do mind the pain and you do mind the disappointment, then don't put the expectation there and put in all the hard work yourself. It's a very interesting thing on life, I don't know why I think like this, but that's just something I've been thinking about for a minute. So, yeah, that's all I have to say today. And come back to another Therapy Thursday. If anyone wants me to do my own research on a specific topic to talk about, then please comment down below. But other than that, see y'all next week.